Okay, Drew, so we just did the NEARS test, and it seems like we are working with a rotator cuff impingement.
Okay.
So now we're going to do a Canadian occupational performance measure. It's really just so I can get to know you better.
Okay.
So you already discussed with me some ways in which this is already affecting you. So just for right now, can you talk me through what you like to do every day, and if any of this has been affected since your injury?
Well, I'm part of a baseball team, and I've been doing that for a couple months, and ever since my shoulder got hurt, like I haven't been able to do anything because it's my throwing arm.
Okay. So just from the moment you wake up to you go to bed, what do you typically do every day?
Okay. Yeah, definitely brushing my teeth is a lot harder. I have to use my right hand, my non-dominant.
Yeah.
And it just feels weird. Have you ever done that?
Yeah.
Brush your teeth with the wrong side?
I've attempted it. Not that great. So what about other hygiene? What about like washing your hair and getting in the shower, all that stuff?
Yeah, I have to do that with just one hand. I tried doing it with two, and I had to just switch.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't do that. Also, drying it, that's also
Yeah.
tough.
Okay, what about like dressing? How is that?
Dressing.
Just like putting on your shirt, your pants?
Yeah, my shirt is definitely hard because you have to put it through. I actually have to put this one through first and then make this one.
Basically find a way to put it on
stuff.
without just hurting yourself?
Absolutely.
You said it was mostly your shirt?
Yeah.
Okay. And what about, so do you drive?
Yes.
Okay. And so you are left-hand dominant, you said?
Yes, and usually it's right there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, my shoulder. I have to switch to it. I still have it on the wheel, but it's kind of resting.
So you're able to, it just isn't as comfortable?
Yeah, I just rest it kind of lower, so it's comfortable.
Okay. And how long ago did you say this was happening?
About 2 weeks. It started to bug me a few practices ago, and I didn't think anything, but the last practice that I went to, I got there late, and so they had already warmed up, and I didn't want to have to be behind, so I went right into drills, throwing balls from the outfield to the infield, and it just, yeah.
So is it like a baseball team here at WVU, or?
It's like a club team.
Okay. Are you working right now?
No, I'm a student.
Okay. What are you studying?
Computer science.
Okay. Okay, what about household chores like cleaning and doing the dishes? Really just taking care around the house?
Well,
vacuuming?
in my cabinets,
okay.
I store things, so whenever I'm cooking, and you can just forget about this arm. I have to do everything on one hand, which is kind of difficult because I have some heavy stuff, like pots and pans.
So you said it's mostly like reaching overhead?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Do you have like anybody that can help you around the house if it's like heavy?
No.
Okay.
I just have to make do with my one hand.
Okay. And you said you're a student, so are you, so with COVID, are you typically just using your laptop? How has that been?
Yeah, my desk is kind of low, but I have an external keyboard, so I don't have to have it on my desk, so I can just put it on
Yeah, that's good.
my lap, and it's not too bad.
Is that how you usually have it, or just nowadays you have to?
Most of the time, I have it up here,
Mm-hmm.
but no, I definitely have to move it down so I'm not resting with my arm.
Okay, and what about social life? Like hanging out with your friends outside or inside? Has that been a problem?
Well, usually I hang out with my baseball teammates after practice, but yeah, I haven't done that since I hurt my shoulder.
Okay, and what do you like to do like around the house or just for leisure? Yeah, like watching TV, reading.
I play video games a lot.
Okay.
And watch shows on TV.
how has been playing video games? Anything?
That hasn't been affected,
Okay, hasn't really hurt.
luckily. I'm not doing any VR stuff.
So whenever you have stated like you're getting pain during these activities, is it that same sharp pain that you described?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not destroyed, but whenever something hurts, then I make sure to stop and
Okay.
change to what I'm doing.
And can you show me again where the pain is?
It's right about here,
Okay.
like kind of the front of my shoulder into.
Okay, so now that I've gotten to know you more, I'm just going to put together what you talked to me about and try to assess what has been causing you the most difficulty. So with this COPM, we were able to see your performance and how satisfied you are with that.
Okay.
So I'm just going to take a minute and group this together. Okay, so now I'm going to read back to you the stuff that you said you've been having problems with, and I just want you to tell me from 1 to 10 how important it is to you that you go back to it as you used to, okay?
Okay.
So what about dressing? Specifically, you said your shirt was harder.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult, but I can do it. It's not a big deal. So I'd probably say that's like a 2.
Okay. What about brushing your teeth? You said now you've been using your right arm.
Yeah, it's a little bit awkward,
Okay.
but it's kind of in the same realm as the last one where it's not a huge deal. If I had to do that the rest of my life, it wouldn't, like, I'd get through it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say it's probably a 2 again.
Okay. What about washing your hair as you used to?
That one is a little bit more difficult, especially drying it on the way out. That might be a little harder than washing it even. That's probably a 3.
Okay. What about driving? You said nowadays you've just been setting your arm lower so that you can at least still get around just fine.
Yeah, I'm pretty ambidextrous,
Okay.
so changing one arm to another doesn't really. That's probably just a 1.
Okay. And what about like you said, whenever you're just cooking and reaching overhead and you don't have like a roommate or anybody to help you? So really just household management stuff. Specifically, you mentioned reaching.
I have one big pot that I use for spaghetti in one of my cupboards.
Yeah.
It's heavy for one arm, so I haven't been able to eat spaghetti. I want to.
So from 1 to 10, how important it is, or is it to get
That
back
one's
to?
probably a 5. It's irritating not to be able to reach above me and grab stuff.
Okay, so like cooking in general, you
Yeah.
say a 5?
Yeah.
Okay. And what about, you said you've been using your keyboard just lower now?
Yeah.
Okay, so how important is it to just go back to how it used to be?
It's a little bit weird because up here you can see the keys,
Mhm.
and I'm not a super good keyboardist. So
Yeah.
It's a lot of looking up and down.
Yeah.
So
From 1 to 10.
it probably affects my homework ability. It takes me a little bit longer.
Okay.
So probably 4. I just have to dedicate more time to
Yeah.
typing stuff.
I need to buy one of those like Bluetooth keyboards because
Yeah.
I hate just have like I feel like I just have to lean forward the whole time.
I got one that just has one Bluetooth and then a keyboard and mouse.
Uh-huh.
It's nice.
Do you play like PC? Or like do you use that to play?
I'm getting a PC. I have a laptop right now.
Oh, okay. So next, how about just getting back to baseball, playing baseball?
That is probably my biggest goal. I haven't
Okay.
been able to do anything other than like studying calls and everything. But
Yeah.
that's probably a 9. If
Okay.
I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, that's, I'm sure.
Like with all the other stuff, I can deal with it. That one, I need to get back to normal.
Okay, and what about spending time with your teammates in general? You said usually after the games and stuff, you just haven't been hanging around. Is it because they do like stuff outside?
Right after practice, they go and hang out and get food and stuff, and I'm just not there for it. That kind of sucks. Like that's
Oh.
my main friend group.
Oh yeah.
It's probably a 7.
Okay. So the spending time with them kind of goes right within the baseball in general.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna put these together real quick.
Okay.
So, in terms of like social life, is it like has it been causing you just not wanting to go out and like use your arm more, like when you're eating? You said.
Yeah, I've definitely been cutting down on how active I've been,
Okay.
like throughout my day, just because I know that with my shoulder, I want to rest it so it gets better.
So do you do stuff like outside?
Yeah, typically if I don't have baseball practice, I go to the gym, and I haven't been able to do that
Oh,
at
okay.
all.
So you used to go to the gym,
Yeah,
and that's definitely been affected.
yeah, I haven't been able to do that at all either.
Okay. So how important would you say it is to getting back to the gym?
I like to do that. It helps me sleep,
Okay.
to be honest.
So from 1 to 10.
Especially not
what
being
would-
able to go to baseball and that, then I would probably want to go to baseball more than the gym. I'd say it's a 5.
Okay. Okay, just 1 second. Okay, so now I'm going to repeat the top 5 that you rated, and I want you to tell me if that seems accurate.
Okay.
So you said getting back to playing baseball, you said it
Yeah.
was a 9.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's definitely the top.
What about socialization, like hanging out with the baseball friends?
Yeah, they're my main friend.
Yeah, okay, you said it was a 7. Does that sound accurate?
Definitely,
Okay.
for sure.
And you said cooking was about a 5, and in general using the appliances.
Yeah, grabbing stuff.
Okay. And then
Yeah, I agree with that.
what about going back to the gym? You also said 5. That's on.
That might be a 6.
Okay.
I might have been a little lenient on that one.
Okay, I'll make sure to switch that.
Yeah.
What about? And then you said typing on your keyboard is about a 4 in terms of importance.
I'd say that's about right.
Okay. Okay, so now with those 5 those 5 activities, can you tell me from 1 to 10 you would say your performance is right now doing those?
Okay.
So playing baseball, how would you say your performance is from 1 to 10?
0 now.
Okay.
I can't do it at all.
And so hanging out with your friends after baseball from 1 to 10?
I probably could, but I haven't. I just haven't been able to. So, or is this like my ability?
Yeah, how often I guess you say you are, like you participate doing that?
That'd be a 0 again.
Okay. And you said they go like right after
They go right after practice.
Okay. And what about your performance in the gym right now?
I did leg day once. So, is this from 1 to 10 again?
Yeah, from 1 to 10.
I've done leg day. I'll say a 3, I guess.
Okay.
I haven't been able able to do a lot of the accessory stuff either.
Okay, and what about your performance with cooking and doing that on your own?
It's the kind of thing where you don't really realize that it's difficult and hard to do until you can't do it.
Yeah.
And now it sucks. And now I have to kind of get
Does
take out.
it take longer? Takes longer time.
Yeah, I would say it's a 3.
So like, has it been hard to like cook like using one or holding it with your arm, your other arm, and then stirring it, stuff like that?
I also stir usually with my left hand, and that is just awkward as crap.
And does it hurt when you're attempting to do that?
Yeah, I'm attempting to stir stuff because like you use your whole arm for that.
Yeah. And then typing on your keyboard, how would you say your performance is from 1 to 10?
Well, that one's probably not too bad. I can still do it. It might take a little bit longer. My performance now compared to before,
Yeah.
it's probably 7.
Okay.
I can still do it.
Okay, so now I'm going to repeat what you just now told me your performance was with those specific activities.
Okay.
Because the whole point of this is really to use it as a baseline and to go back to so that we know what we can work on to help you.
Okay.
So you said baseball was a 0. I'm going to mark it down as a 1. So how satisfied are you with that?
Not at all.
Okay.
It'd be a 1% satisfied.
And you said also hanging out with the team afterwards, socialization. You said it was a 1.
Yeah, that still sucks. But it's given me more time to get my schoolwork done.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of a trade-off. My probably a 3. It still bugs me, but getting back to baseball was a bigger deal.
Okay. And what about going back to the gym? You said your performance was about a 3.
Yeah, that has affected my sleep because like if I don't go to the gym or be active in the day, I just am wired all night.
Okay, so how satisfied are you with that from 1 to 10?
How satisfied? That's probably a 2.
Okay. And then cooking independently with your injury, you said it was about a 3. How satisfied? Oh, I'm sorry, you said 3 with your performance. How satisfied are you with that?
I like to cook for myself.
Okay.
And now it's just like a lot more difficult. From 1 to 10.
Yeah.
I would say that one's a 3.
Okay. And lastly, you said tapping on your keyboard, your performance is about a 7.
Okay.
How satisfied are you with that?
I would say I'm pretty satisfied with that. It might take a little longer, but I have plenty of time to do that, so I'd say 8 or 9.
Okay, so we're done with that, and now we're going to move on and do an upper extremity assessment real quick, okay? Okay, so now we're just going to do some active range of motions, and it's just for me to see what is hurting specifically. So I'm about to do some arm movements and just try to repeat after me, okay?
Okay.
And feel free to let me know if or when it hurts, okay? So first, we're going to have our arms to the side and feet flat on the floor. And then just raise our arms up above our head.
Yeah, hurts my left.
Okay, we can just bring it back down. And now just put them behind you, towards the wall. Okay, can you flick your pinkies up for me? Towards the ceiling, just flick them up. Okay. So now we're going to just arms to the side and raise them up above your head towards the ceiling.
Yeah, it hurts my left again.
Okay. We're going to get our right arm and just bring it to your side. Okay, and back towards the center. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with your left arm. Okay, that feel fine?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to have our arms stationed like this. Bring them up and put it behind your head. Okay, let's go back here and lower it and act like you're tucking in your shirt. Okay. So palm up, arms to your side. Can you, to your side, and let's just raise them to our shoulders, and then put them back down. All right. So hands out like this, and can you just flick them upward for me? Okay. So palm up, and can you just raise your wrists? Okay. We're gonna turn our arms over. Can you just raise them again? Okay. Good job. So now we're going to touch our thumb to our fingers if you can, a few times. Okay, now act like you're doing little jazz hands. Thumbs up. Okay. Okay, earlier you said it was hurting whenever you were raising your left arm above your head, correct? Okay, so this is just for me to get like an accurate reading exactly how far you can raise it. So I'm about to ask you, so can you put your left arm to your side? Okay, and then in a moment I'm gonna say go, and can you just raise it as far as you can, and then tell me whenever it hurts.
Okay.
And when it does hurt, just raise it back down, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Alright. And go.
Right about there.
Okay. Okay. You lower it back down. Okay, this time I'm going to do it for you. So this time don't use any of the muscles yourself. I'm going to be doing it for you.
Okay.
And I'm just going to see how well you do whenever I do it. This might be the same amount. It might hurt at the exact same place, or it might even hurt less as I do it.
Okay.
Just tell me again whenever it does hurt.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, right about there.
lower it back down. Okay, so this is going to be the exact same scenario as before. You said it was hurting your left arm whenever you raised it above your head. So we're just going to get an accurate measure of how well you do until it hurts, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so when I say go, can you just raise it above to your side until it hurts, okay?
Okay.
Alright, and go.
Right about there.
Okay, right there. Okay, this time I'm going to do it for you just like before, okay?
Yeah.
And then, as before, just let me know whenever it hurts or if it hurts, okay?
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah. Right about there. Yeah.
Okay. And lower it back down. Okay, Drew, so first I want to ask, do you identify as male or female?
Male.
Okay. And are you single, married, separated, divorced?
Single.
Okay. Okay, so this is called a roles checklist, and in a moment I'm going to be reading off different roles in your life, and I want you to tell me if you've done that in the past, if you do it currently, and if you plan to do it in the future. And so, multiple answers could be correct. Maybe you've done it in the past, you plan to do it in the future, maybe you do it now, but you've never done it in the past. So I'm just going to read these off, okay?
Yeah.
So, attending school on a part-time or full-time basis.
Past, present, and future. Yes, this is my second year. And I have 2 more years.
Okay. Part-time or full-time paid employment.
Paid employment, I've done that in the past. I'm not doing it right now, but
Okay.
this summer I'm going to do it in the future.
Okay, what about volunteering? So donating services at least once a week to a hospital, school, community, political campaign, and so forth.
I've done it before, but I don't really have plans right now for the future of doing that.
Okay. What about responsibility? So at least once a week for the care of someone such as a child, spouse, relative, or friend.
In the past.
Okay. What about so at least once a week taking care of the home, such as house cleaning or doing yard work?
Past. Right now I don't have a yard,
Okay.
but like cleaning. Past, present, and future. Then.
Okay. What about spending time or doing something at least once a week with a friend?
Past, present, and future.
Okay. What about spending time or doing something at least once a week with a family member, such as a child, spouse, or other relative? It says
Past and
once a week.
future.
Okay. Past and future.
Yeah, right now when you're in school, it's kind of slow.
Yeah, it's hard with time management and everything.
Yeah, I got like an hour drive to get back to my folks.
Yeah. Okay. And what about involvement at least once a week in groups or activities affiliated with one's religion?
Religion.
Yeah.
I've done it in the past. I don't do it now, and probably not the future.
Okay.
Past.
What about involvement at least once a week in a hobby or amateur activity such as sewing, playing a musical instrument,
Okay.
woodworking, sports, the theater, or participation in a club or team?
Past, present, and future.
Okay.
Hobbies are important.
And you said you play sports, correct?
That's not present, but playing an instrument, I can still do that.
Okay.
Hobbies.
So at least once a week, involvement within organizations such as the American Legion, National Organization for Women's, so Weight Watchers and so forth. So this is about participant in organizations, or participation in organizations.
Probably say none of the above to that one.
Okay. And what about sorry, just one second. I can't really read this the way it printed off. Okay, so is there anything that I didn't mention concerning roles that you plan to do in the future or now, or that you have in the past that wasn't mentioned already?
I don't think so. Yeah, you got student and all the other ones that are important.
Okay, and now, so there's some other roles listed right here, and next to each role, I'm going to put an X wherever you say it is either not at all valuable, or it's somewhat valuable, or it's very valuable.
Okay.
Okay, so for each one, I'm just going to ask you these questions, I'm sorry, and just tell me if it's not, or if it's somewhat, or if it's super valuable, okay?
Okay.
So attending school on a part-time or full-time basis.
Very valuable.
Okay.
Very, very valuable.
What about working part-time or full-time?
I'd say that's valuable as well.
Would you say somewhat or very?
I'd say that's very valuable.
Okay.
That's career stuff.
So what about donating services at least once a week to a hospital, school, community, political campaign, and so forth?
I would say somewhat valuable for me.
What about responsibility specifically? So at least once a week, taking care of someone such as a child, a spouse, relative, or a friend.
How valuable that is to
Yeah,
me.
and this can include having a child and taking care of them in the future.
I would say that's very valuable in the future.
Okay. Actually, sorry, I'm going to go back on that question. So it's just at least nowadays once a week how important it is. So taking care of a relative,
Yeah.
spouse, relative, or friend.
No, I live by myself now.
Okay. Now, at least once a week, taking care of house cleaning and doing yard work. So it'll be not at all, somewhat, or very valuable to you.
Somewhat. I try and stay clean, but
Okay. What about spending time or doing something at least once a week with a friend?
that's very valuable.
Okay.
Very valuable.
What about spending time or doing something at least once a week with a family member, such as a child, spouse, or other relative?
I would say somewhat.
Okay, and involvement in at least once a week in groups or activities affiliated with religion.
Probably not too valuable to me.
Okay, and at least once a week participating in a hobby or amateur activity such as sewing, playing a musical instrument, woodworking, sports, the theater, or participation in a club or team.
I would say hobbies are very valuable.
Okay. And involvement at least once a week in organizations such as the American Legion, National Organization for Women, Weight Watchers, and so forth.
For me, I would say not valuable.
Okay. And was there anything else listed, or anything else that I did not list already that you'd say is valuable?
I don't think so.
Okay, so this is going to be a balance assessment, and so that I can assess in everyday life if you are at risk for falling. Okay, so first I'm just going to ask you if you can stand up without using your arms for support. Okay, and so for 2 minutes, we're just going to stand still with your eyes open,
Okay.
without falling over if you can.
Okay, I'll try my hardest.
Just don't want you to possibly lose your balance.
Fall over.
Okay, you may sit down, I guess.
Forgot those.
I like your ringtone.
I forgot those were too.
Okay, so now I'm just going to ask you if, with limited use of your arms as possible, if you could just get up and sit over there. And I'll be at your side the whole time, just in case you happen to lose your balance. Feel comfy?
I like the couch.
Thank you. Alright, now let's try and come back right over here. And just sit down. Can you stand up for me? And now close your eyes and try to just stand still for 10 minutes. Or 10 seconds, I'm sorry. 10 seconds. Okay, 10.
10 seconds?
Yeah, 9.
Still.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, you may sit down. How's that?
Good.
Now at your side, just to make sure you're covered. Okay. So now can you stand up again?
Oh, hands?
Just throughout this, just if you need to use your hands, go ahead. It's just for me to see how well you do.
I'll just T-Rex it the whole time.
Okay. Okay, so can you place your feet together? Okay. And so, for 1 minute, you're just going to stand like that with your feet together, okay?
Okay. 1 minute.
Yeah, 1 minute. Okay, so we're just going to do this for the rest. A few more seconds.
Okay.
And I'm right here if you happen to lose your balance. Okay, so this is going to see how well you do with reaching. So could you stand up for me?
Yeah.
And come right over here against the wall. Okay. And if you could just scoot back right over here. Okay, can you extend your arms out for you, for you? Okay. So this is a ruler. It's not actually a ruler, I just don't have one. Okay, when I say go, can you just lean forward as much as you can? Okay, and go. Okay. Well, let's just come back right over here. And you may sit down. You can stand up for me.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a TV remote right there. Can you bend over and just pick it up?
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm right here just in case you happen to lose your balance, okay? So now I'm going to ask if you can turn to your left and twist to your left, okay? And do you see the refrigerator? Can you just look at it for 10 seconds? Or actually, there's no time. Just look at it, okay? Now go to your right side and look at the fridge again. Okay, great job. Now, can you do a 360 turn to your left? Okay, and to your right. Okay, great job. So there's a little stool right here. And can you place your left foot and then your right foot just back and forth 4 times each? So it's 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. Okay, great job. So we're almost done now. So can you place one of your feet in front of the other, directly like this? Actually, directly in front of the other foot. So just like this, and hold it for 30 seconds. Okay, great job. Sorry, you're done now. You can stop. You did very well.
Flex.
Okay, so with your left leg up in the air, can you stand on your right foot for 10 seconds?
We'll see.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now your other leg. For 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, you may sit down.